Welcome back to College Press Box. Texas women's basketball still controls their own destiny, just a few games away from the SEC tournament. For more, let's go to Ian with a special guest. The 15th ranked Longhorns beach volleyball team went undefeated at the Third Coast College Classic on Sunday, racking up wins against Houston, UTEP, and Houston Christian. The duo of Ava Patton and Kylie Wickley finished the weekend 5-0 with wins at both the 3 and 4 positions, and the Longhorns picked up 2 sweeps in 2 of the 3 victories. They take the sand this Friday for their home debut on Friday and Saturday at the Longhorn Invitational.
Changing gears here, defensively, Texas forced 3 takeaways, had 0 sacks, and held the rushing and passing game to a combined total of less than 300 yards. What are your thoughts on the defense against Vandy and going forward?
Welcome back to College Press Box. The World Series is back, and 2 of baseball's most historic franchises, the Yankees and the Dodgers, are duking it out. For more, let's turn it over to Zach with a special guest.
Shemaiah's UFC career has been one of a roller coaster. At one point, he was the most hyped prospect the sport had to offer, but has only fought once in the last 2 years and has had 6 fights canceled due to injuries and complications with weight for his fights. Due to inactivity, his fight this weekend is one where he will have to prove that he is still the same fighter fans once saw. And if he ever wants to be a champion, he will have to beat greats of the sport like Robert Whitaker.
No, it's funny you mention that because once things finally calmed down in Philly, another loss to the Buccaneers in Week 4 of this season had fans screaming for Sirianni's head, and he was screaming back at them too. It was a really ugly scene in Philadelphia early in the season with fans, teammates, coaches all clashing upset with each other. But the resilience to fight through adversity and win 16 of your next 17 games speaks to the talent of this Eagles roster.
Now, Ian, after this bye week, the Longhorns have a month left in the regular season. At the end of November, the season will be topped off with the return of the Lone Star Showdown. And I know this is the game you've looked forward to the most since the move to the SEC. Give us a rundown on some things to look at before this highly anticipated matchup.
Texas men's basketball will lose a heartbreaker in Oxford, facing off against their former head coach, Chris Beard. However, Rodney Terry's squad would bounce back in dominant fashion to close out their brief road trip in Baton Rouge. Let's take a look. Starting early, Texas up 6, Kent gets a breakaway steal and a dunk to go up 8. Later on, Mark finds Johnson in the corner on an awkward pass, but Johnson gathers himself and hits the corner 3. LSU now threatening as they've cut the lead down to 3. But Shedrick is found for a wide-open 3. Texas up 6. Second half, Johnson finds Kaluma in transition for a tough contested layup. Basket goes in. Moments later, Trayvon Mark, guarding, says, "Give me them cookies." They throw the ball down the court to him. He gets a wide-open dunk. Texas up 12. Later, Trey Johnson, textbook bounce pass in between 2 defenders, goes up for the basket. It's good. Pope passes it back out to him. NBA range, why not? Trey Johnson gets a screen from his big man, calls his own number, dribbles to the other elbow, floater high off the glass for the bucket. Texas leads it up to 21. Texas moves to 15-7, 4-5 in conference play, and they get ready for a big home game against Arkansas. What a performance for Texas. With the special guest, let's go back to Campbell.